everyone, and welcome back to another Monday stream. I'm not sure if there's anyone in here yet. We'll give it a couple seconds. We're starting a little bit later than usual. First off, apologies for missing last week. Just some real life stuff comes up, as you know, so had to forego the stream last week, but we're here and we're going to get into it, and we're going to get back into the swing of things for Shadowhunter. So if you are in the chat, just leave a little comment, and we'll see who's here, and we'll get the conversation rolling. Man, you miss a week and then you're a bit stumped as to what to do. The annoying thing is StreamYards. I've usually got a bunch of clips and stuff I like to use for the intro. StreamYards, I found out last minute, has made it so that you have to pay basically for your clips, and I can't justify paying for it for one stream a month as of this moment in time. So we'll see. I'll need to maybe sort something else out, or I might just have to forego the clips. But let's get the camera on, so if anyone does come in, they'll see my male specimen of a face instead of the avatar. So like I say, let me know if you're here, and we'll get on with it. A couple things to catch up on from during the week. A few things I wanted to touch on last week, but obviously couldn't. So if you are in chat, make sure you're grabbing yourselves a beverage. I'm on the Karelian whiskey this evening, so I had a Maker's Mark there that my brother Daniel, you saw him on the Force Unleashed stream. He got that for me on my my wedding day as a wedding gift, and it's my 5th year anniversary. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to open it. I was going to save it for when I get my green card approved for America, but needs must. So we've got our Karelian whiskey on the go. I can see people starting to hop in now. Hopefully we'll get some of our usuals. And if you are commenting and I can't see it, it's because of the StreamYard being mental. Oh, hey, there's Yasin. Show the stage. Howdy, Yasin. I got your message on Instagram today. I meant to reply to it, but I need to read through it some more and see what you're saying. But thank you so much for sending that stuff over to me, man. That's going to be really useful, handy for me for making videos and stuff like that. The Essential Readers Companions source book that it's really sought after by me. I was trying to get Lil Jana to get it for me for the anniversary, but I got George Lucas's autograph instead, so I can't complain. Next up, we have Nasal Servant Arc saying, "Whoopee, good to see you, did, and good job on your channel promoting NGO." We're going to talk a little bit about NGO later. He goes on to say, "Hey Scran, how's it going, bro? Over halfway on Star by Star. Oh, nice one, dude. Star by Star is, if I'm not mistaken, the 9th book in the series, right? So you're a good 5 books ahead of me. But it's my own fault for slacking. Let me know in chat what yous are drinking as well, whether it be calf or whatever. I know it's different times for everyone around the world, so and also let me know what yous are currently reading. I'm going to talk a little bit later about what I've been getting into. It's a little bit of the same. I'm a slow reader, so, but I just wanted to point out a few things that I'm really enjoying about what I'm reading. So let me know in chat what you're reading. There is a little bit of a delay as usual, so if you are responding, just give me a little moment to let it catch up. Nasal says, "Bro, there's not a moment of this book that is boring, and it's how to get through the tension is building." Oh yeah. I assume you know a few of the things that happen in that book, right? It's like when you read Vector Prime, you know Chewbacca's death's coming. You know about this other death, I guess, and you're just anticipating what's going to happen. Like every book I've read in the NGO so far has been, I don't think I've been bored by any of it, to be honest with you. Yasin says, if you need more guides or novels, I can send you, as I said, and when you have time, you can answer. Oh yeah, man, I've been busy today, but I did glance over it, and it was really interesting stuff. So, and it, like, I feel rude, like, but there are a bunch of things I'd like you to send me, but you know, you're offering, so I'll take advantage of that. Thank you so much for reaching out and offering up your services with that. That's awesome. The source, I mean, if I had like the source books at this moment in time or something, I'd really like to get my hands on. But like as I've said before, I'm moving country and it's going to be tricky moving all my stuff with me as it is. So like I've kind of said to Lil Jane, I'm not going to be buying loads of books from now until then. So getting those files from you is awesome, really helpful to the channel. So your support's appreciated always, man. Thank you. Hit nasal. I'm drinking soda, so fizzy. Bip in the Star Wars. Oh, fizzy bip in the equivalent in Star Wars. Yeah, I've got my whiskey and I've got a Coke, but I don't usually like mixing them. It makes me feel sick. Because when in my slightly younger days, by the end, if you go out into like Edinburgh or Glasgow for a night out, by the end of the night you're on like the vodka and Cokes, right? So even if you have some water after that, you're just like wanting to vomit, ready to whitey. Oh hey, OG Star Wars is in chat. I was saying that StreamYard's updated or whatever, and they're not letting me play my clips because I need to pay for StreamYards, and I found that out just before the stream. So, I should have maybe tried to learn it before. How does the Rob Zombie song go? I'm your boogeyman. That's what I am. Smash the like button. Thank you. You know what, Alora? I'll try and do the Across the Universe for you. Yeah, that's as much as I can remember. But OG is the boogeyman, as she proves time after time. And she's also great for sharing sources and resources for combating anti-EU rhetoric. There's been a lot of that going on. So I'm gutted I missed last week because it would have been good to talk about that stuff at the time. Honestly, someone needs to get you the 2007 Star Wars Encyclopedia. Saves you a lot of Wikipedia trips. Yeah, I mean Wikipedia is just a starting point, right? Leads you on to the rabbit holes of information, you know. You know, those encyclopedias that are non-canonical, right? That George says is full of all the information that you need. Again, if I had my clips, I could show you. So, guys, we've got quite a few things to get into because I missed last week. There's some things I want to touch on. Sam the Sparrow says, "What's going on, man?" Sam the Sparrow, I don't recognise your name, but thanks for being here. Let us know, and if you have been in here before, I apologise, man. Let us know your favourite EU novel if you're into the EU, or if not, just your favourite Star Wars movie out of George's 6 movies, or both. Let us know both. Let's see. OG's latest stream was really good, Nazo, if you want to catch up on that. So, what's been happening since the last stream that I've missed. There was the whole Nerd Cookies thing where she was trashing George Lucas, right? She said he's a hypocrite. I can't. Maybe I did touch on this during the first Shadowhunter stream. She's talking about how George won't release the theatrical cuts, and then it turns out like the 2000 and, correct me if I'm wrong, is it the 2006 DVDs? You've got the theatrical releases on there, so they're out there to get if you want to find them. So I really don't know what she's crying about, because my question into that would be like, assuming she's around my age or older, like how have you been watching Star Wars for the last like 20 odd years? To be complaining about it now, and it's just because it's a grift, right? Because they were showing the original release, or so they think. Like Kathleen Kennedy didn't even know if that was the original print. And as far as I'm aware, the Empire Strikes Back original print was damaged in some way. So Sam Sparrow says, I'm actually about to watch this Crazy Dark Empire cartoon I heard about. Looks really sick. Oh, cool. Like a fan-made thing? That's cool, man. And if you didn't know, a bit of trivia, the Dark Empire was the Dark Horse conclusion to the... It was... when it was being made, it was supposed to be the conclusion to the Marvel comics from the 70s and 80s, right? Pretty cool. That's cool, man. Well, cheers for hanging out with us for however long you can. That's awesome. And I guess the other point from Nerd Cookies thing was it's that quote from George where he's talking about people changing art. And that's why she's calling him a hypocrite, I suppose. But again, context matters. George is talking about changing other people's art. So say Disney or whatever took the original trilogy and the prequels and they actively took bits out or added bits in, like people want Ahsoka put into the Revenge of the Sith or even the novel, right? That would be changing it from the original vision. George wasn't talking about his own creation, which he, since the beginning, he's been saying it was only so much percentage of what I envisioned and wanted. I wasn't happy with it. So it's his to do with what he wants. And people will say, oh, he doesn't respect his fans, like blah, blah, blah. It's his thing. And like I said, those other versions are out there to watch if you want. I've got the, where is it? Crawl over here. I've got the 1994 versions on VHS, the remastered ones. So the special editions came out in 97. So get a hold of these. These won't have the special edition stuff, right? All the extra stuff. You've got to watch it on VHS, but if you're a fan, you'll track that stuff down. But like I said, there's those DVDs you can get as well. So I just don't get it. People just want things to be easily accessible these days. Click of a button, right? But no, George bad. Oh, hey, Zod's in chat. Howdy, Zod. Thanks for all the support, man. You're awesome. He's always backing me up in the comments. So that's what she was talking about. But yeah, I think enough people have touched on that anyway. I know a few channels were breaking down her video and stuff like that. I plan on breaking down, in terms of breaking down videos, there's an interview from Howard Rothman from 2017 that keeps getting brought up where he calls the expanded universe an alternate universe, right? And again, context matters. So that's a video I intend to maybe break down for the next Cannon Bomb video. I think that'd be pretty good. Yeah, just a heads up on that. McClunky, yeah. I think McClunky was maybe like the last thing that George randomly put in there when he sold it. But even if I saw that, like the Disney Plus versions of Star Wars, even the color grading is completely different. I don't understand that. Take a little swig here. Again, if you're just coming into chat now, let me know what you're drinking. Some calf or some Karelian whiskey. Right, the next thing I wanted to touch on. Oh, hey, before we get into it, I just saw Andres come into the chat. Hey, Scrant, are you going to make more Star Wars for more YouTubers? Well, yeah, I think I probably will. I've got one for I made a clip. I made a clip for tonight that I can't share because StreamYard's is being horrible. So I might just turn it into a little Star Wars video. Because it's to do with Star Wars theory and John Boyega, basically. And I made a post today and someone got triggered. They were like, oh, theory can't like talk to John Boyega just because he was in a crappy movie or whatever. And he was like, oh, how come all you the EU centric channels are all like, what was the word he used? He called us spurgs, right? And I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's the exact thing that Theory, Wave, and Mrs. Dash were calling people that remember the names of EU books. So that's interesting that he chose that verbiage. But I was just like, Theory claims to be a George Lucas purist and to honor George Lucas, and here he is hanging out with John Boyega, who has outwardly insinuated that George and his fans are racist, and he discredited characters like Mace Windu and Lando. They're just sprinkled in there like cookie chips, right? And then he tagged his photo with them. He was like, oh, it's about time someone put a lightsaber in this man's hand. He's a sequel character. No one wants that dude to be a Jedi. That's Disney speak. That's sequel lover speak. And we all know, and it's been proven that dude loves the sequels. But he's pandering to his audience, saying that he doesn't. Oh, you're not too late, Seth. Just talking. We talked a little bit about Nerd Cookies and George Lucas being a hypocrite. Would you ever make some for Critical Drinker and Mauler? Well, I kind of included them in the one about Sheev, right? I don't care enough to go into their content. I find them really boring, to be honest with you. And that's coming from me, a monotone, baritone Scotsman, right? I find them boring. Parallel is congruent. Alternate is separate, yeah. And I don't think Rothman meant alternate like that. I think he just meant like the licensing world, right? Like what George talks about. Cookie chips, yeah. So next up, I'm sure you've all heard the rumours about Kenobi Season 2, right? Ewan McGregor, a fellow Scotsman's been pushing for that. And to that I say, like, what are your guys, everyone in chat, what are your thoughts on a Kenobi Season 2? Oh, Decrepit's here, dude. Theory is a George Lucas purist. Leave Theory alone. Maybe I'll leave him alone. Or maybe I'll release that video as a Star Wars and get more people triggered, because apparently criticizing Sheev Talks was enough to get people triggered. Because he's on our side, guys. He's on our side, but he thinks Andor is better than 4 of George's movies, so make that make sense. And Decrepit, I miss you, man. I miss you. Thanks for being here. You legend. You mad lad. Yeah, they've already destroyed the Kenobi story. And another thing with Kenobi, bringing it back to Theory, he was talking about an article. It was in regards to Star Wars Underworld. where apparently there was a script where Obi-Wan left Tatooine to go to Coruscant and do a final duel with Darth Maul. And these scripts were apparently being made in 2007. And then I was looking into it. Maul didn't return to TCW until season 4, which was 2008. So I guess they would have been making it in 2007 or whenever that came out. But yeah, initially George didn't want Maul to come back. And that's why they had that daft Savage Opress character, right? That was like Darth Maul's brother. That's right. George didn't write the scripts. That's kind of what I'm alluding to here. So there's these hypothetical scripts coming from, not OG Star Wars. You know me too well. Again, not coming from George or even McCallum. This is from Ronald Moore, who did the Battlestar Galactica reboot, which progressively got worse. If you've ever watched that, it starts out really good and gets worse and worse. And also, he was involved with Chris Chibnall, and fellow Brits, fellow Scotsmen all know him as someone that helped destroy Doctor Who, right? So I wouldn't put it past these guys to write like a really dumb script like that where Obi-Wan fights Darth Maul again. And then the funny thing is, Dave Filoni actually did it in Rebels, so the most underwhelming duel that ever took place. You just don't get it, bro. You don't get media. Disney cancelled the show, so none of them matter. Yeah. And just because they were written doesn't mean they were going to be made. Like that's just an idea, and an idea is just an idea until it's complete, right? You know what I mean? And I saw, speaking of Mauler, he was on a real BBC, the real BBC, right? And if anyone knows about the BBC, that's not something you want to be associated with. Not anymore, anyway. He was taking shots at Filoni, saying he's surprised Filoni hasn't done more with Kenobi to destroy the characters. And he also made this point. He's like, there's a lot of timeline there to play with, you know. And that's something I've seen from a lot of people. They talk about, it's something I've noticed at least, including Star Wars theory. They talk about this era of time where they could potentially tell these stories set before the sequels, and it's like, why are you condensing this like short amount of time to tell stories? Like, to me, that tells me that you regard the sequels as part of the story. So you only have this little window to tell stories, and then you can draw the line after them, you know. But all their stuff links with the sequels. Hey, we got someone new here. Daily Star Wars says, if they made a movie based on Shadowhunter, who would you have as Darth Maul's actor? Well, we're only going into chapter 2 this evening, but as his actor, he's obviously too old for the role now. But Ray Park, right? Ray Park, who played him in The Phantom Menace. Imagine that would have been cool. Imagine an alternate world where the EU novels were like TV shows, right? That'd be cool. Ray Park is Darth Maul during the Shadowhunter. Yeah, Nazo agrees. Who would Daily Star Wars? Who would you pick? I mean, if I had, let's say, you couldn't pick him. Maybe, I don't know, Bruce Lee. Let's pick Bruce Lee. That's a bit out there. Bruce Lee is Darth Maul. I'm just thinking about someone that could like be that agile. Plus, Bruce Lee's just really cool. Be like water. Andres says, imagine if the Kenobi show was actually based on John Jackson Miller's novel. Yes! And that was something else I was going to get into in a minute. I'll touch up on this really quick. To Theory and Mauler, I have this to say. Like whatever you want, but you can't pick and choose and use headcanon. Headcanon's not a thing. All this stuff links together. It's all part of their damaged continuity that they erased the original continuity to create and don't adhere to theirs or the pre-existing established one. So Andor links to Kenobi, which links to the sequels. Fallen Order links, and Survivor link to the High Republic, which links to Acolyte, which leads to the sequels. It's not Star Wars, guys. It's a completely different story, and you just got to compartmentalize. Hey, Arctic Warriors. Hi, just dropped in to say hi. As for a live action Darth Maul, I don't know. Well, howdy, dude. Thanks for hopping in, and thanks for all your support and all your comments and stuff. It's good to see. Daily Star Wars says, I don't know, Ray Park is a good choice. Well, yeah, he is Darth Maul. Some actor that is good with lightsaber and very agile. Yeah. But even the Solo movie, right? Because when I got my face painted up for the last stream to look like Darth Maul, it was actually the first time I noticed that his tattoos weren't symmetrical, and I was like, how did I never clock that before? But then I went to obviously they brought Ray Park back for Solo for his little fan servicey moment, right? And he lights up the lightsaber or whatever. And his tattoos are wrong. They're absolutely wrong. And it's not obviously the actor's older, but like why would his tattoos change shape? You know, it was just weird. Sorry if I'm missing your chats here, guys. Jackie Chan is Darth Maul, though. Well, Jackie Chan, bit of trivia, Jackie Chan was Bruce Lee's stuntman in a few of his movies. If you've ever seen Enter the Dragon, there's a bit near the start where Bruce Lee does this big, like, triple backflip over a group of guys are like holding their arms out. There's like 3 or 4 of them. But that was actually Jackie Chan that did that for him. And during that movie, Bruce Lee he used to do this thing where he'd show off, right? He would jump up and do a spin kick, and he would like waft air in front of your nose. But he misjudged it, and he kicked Jackie Chan in the face, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." But like he was like Jackie Chan's idol, right? So he's like, "Oh, it's fine, it's all right." Like if George Lucas comes up and kicks you in the head, you're like, "Oh, George, like, watch yourself. Love your work." Dark greetings from Nazo. Oh, Lucas Gerson's here. Good to see you, bud. Thanks for all the support in the comment sections, man. You're awesome. Psych Fee. I do recognise your name. I can't remember if you've been in the chat before. Hi, Scran. What you say are the chronology of books that cover the main galaxy, changing plots and Skywalkers. Oh, what are Skywalker Saga? For now, I'm interested in pre-episode 6 stuff. Thanks. Stories like I've not read all of the EU, man, but stories that I've read that I would say really changes the chronology in terms of the story. So like obviously Darth Plagueis plays a big role. I'm currently about to finish Cloak of Deception. It ties in with that. Pre-episode 6. Yeah, so like prequel era stuff, right? Labyrinth of Evil is my favourite. It's like leading into the Revenge of the Sith. I'd say it's up there with that kind of situation. Um, let's think. Kenobi, not so much. It's kind of a little bit more isolated. Uh, New Jedi Order, though. New Jedi Order is taking it in a completely different um, trajectory, which is awesome. What's your Psych Fee? What's your favorite EU novel that you've read? Let us know in the chat, and answer your own question as well for us. Oh, Calcite the Lion's in here too. I didn't see. Greetings there, Lucas Gerson. Howdy, Calcite. Darth Paws is in chat. This isn't canon. We're not even talking about canon yet, dude. We're talking about real life. Good to see you, man. Aftermath is a good start. A good start if you want to be a Disney shill. Oh, nice, dude. Thanks for being here. We're toxic over here on the Scran channel. We're toxic. Aftermath, Tarkin, and Rogue One, Catalyst are great starting points. Well, Darth Paws, I remember you telling me those were your favorites. Let's see. Which Shadowhunter book cover art is your favorite? The 2001 with Nute Gunray on the cover. 2011 with the Darth Maul face. Yeah, I think I bring that up every time I show it. I've got the one where it's just Darth Maul, right? Oh, I thought I had it on display. I own this one, but I prefer the other one. You know, the one with Maul, Nute Gunray, and Sidious, right? Don't fall. Okay. Yeah, I prefer the other one, the earlier one. Scran has the fake cover. Yeah. When I made my history of video pause, I put your comment pops up in the video and it's like fake hashtag fake cover. Courtship of Princess Leia is peak. Yep, that's one of my personal favorites. I rate it pretty high. It's like an 8 in my rating system, and I need to be careful because every time I rate something, Star Wars Marvel Purist writes it down, so it's set in stone at that point. It's canonical. Where were we? I can't remember who it was. Talked about this. Where is it? Oh yeah, I was slagging Theory and Mauler. Mauler thinks Luthen is better than Wedge Antilles, and that the X-Wing books don't count because they aren't canon. Well, if you consider Disney stuff as canon, then it's all or nothing, right? Like I said, it's all part of their continuity. But we will come back to Mauler in a little bit. And I even saw part of this is what remind me who it was talking about this, the AI Kenobi thing. No, sorry, you were talking about John Jackson Miller's book being the Kenobi story. So there was this AI Kenobi movie on YouTube, right? I've written down here that it was terrible. Like, no ill will to whoever made it, right? But it was terrible. And everyone in the comments was like, "Yeah, this is canon in my mind. This is what happened." And there was, who's the character that Dave Filoni brought back? The Jedi that he brought back in Clone Wars that died in Attack of the Clones. It's the Jedi with the horns. Oh, dude, what's his name? But that character turns up in this AI fan fiction, and I'm like, dude, I was like, don't waste your time, don't waste everyone else's time. Read the Kenobi novel by John Jackson Miller, which is the story that actually happened. And the channel actually replied, and he was like, "Nah, I'm good." And I was like, no offense or anything, but like it's a much better story. I was like, I'm just trying to promote real Star Wars here. For anyone that comes across this, go read that book. It's incredible. And he's like, okay, you do you. And I was just, I did troll him a little bit, to be honest. But what was it? Yeah, I guess you'd rather spend time making AI like fan fiction than reading the actual canon. Let's catch up a little bit. I saw OG. Dang it, where'd she go? Young Jedi Knights goes over more Dathomirian lore and Tenno Ka. Yeah, like when I managed to tune into that and I learned about that character and I was like, Tenenal. Like, and then I remembered Tenennial Joe, who I kept calling the Joe, and it's like obviously the D silent, you hillbilly scran. But that was cool. And then she turns up in New Jedi Order, which I wouldn't have clocked onto unless I tuned into your listen party, you know. And I'm really sorry, OG. I'm sorry I couldn't tune in last night. I was shattered. It's like 2 a.m. for me. But keep sending me the link because sometimes I can tune in if I can't get to sleep, you know? Not that it's boring, it's entertaining. And I'll give up sleep for it, you know? AI is uncreative trash. Yeah, I'm coming to that conclusion. He brought back Master Horn Guy, yeah. Pause says, Scran, you don't understand. This guy typed in some paragraphs into an AI. That's such hard work. To be fair, it looked better than the stuff Theory's been doing. Oh, Theory's Count Dooku one, dude. Where to start on that? Where do you even start? Daily Star Wars says, I am quite new on your channel and you probably have answered this before, but what is your least favourite Star Wars EU book that you've read? We spent a lot of time reading Shatterpoint on the channel. Shatterpoint is maybe my least rated novel. I gave Shatterpoint a 4.5, and then my second least favourite is Shadows of the Empire, which is at a 6, you know? Not that Shatterpoint was bad either, just nowhere near as good as anything else I've read. I'm sorry, OG. It'll be different when I live in the States, right? I can tune in at normal times. It'll be good. I'm looking forward to it. Theory loves disrespecting dead actors with his AI, especially Sir Christopher Lee. Dude, everyone in the comments was like glazing that stuff. Yep, just like Rogue One with Leia and Tarkin. And the thing with AI, it's like you can get it as good as possible, but there's things like it's faces. Like faces give it away. They're nowhere near ready to use that technology because faces have so many little intricate things. Like the way we're designed, right? Your brain, like you can look at a piece of like an AI face or a CGI face, and you can look at it and like be like, you don't know what's up with it, but your brain does. Your brain is like, that's not right. So it takes away from the immersion, which is what movies are all about, immersing yourself in the make believe. May I ask why you plan to move to America? So I married a beautiful woman from America 5 years ago, and I don't want to get too much into it, but just circumstances, life. We put our application in last year in December, and the thing with like green card applications is there's no way of like knowing when you'll get approved. It's like a 14 to 16 month waiting period, and you're looking at all these other people that like on forums and stuff saying that like they've been approved within so many months, they applied after you and stuff like that. It's kind of disheartening. So I'm looking forward to it, but I'm kind of having a hard time like connecting with it. And for me, like I'm 30 in a couple of days, right? It's scary. It's scary starting your life over, but it'll be exciting. And once I get there, I can find a job and I can start buying Star Wars books again. But I hope that kind of answers your question without getting too personal. Tenel Ka was sadly barely in Agents of Chaos, but she's in Star by Star a lot more with Zek. Loe Raynar feels like a cool dude. Yeah, it was Agents of Chaos. I saw that she was mentioned. Thanos was done extremely well in terms of immersion. Yeah, that's true. He was pretty good. What? He's doing it the legal way. Yeah, well, other people are telling me I should have just done it illegally and I would have got in faster. So, but I've been told that like, is it ICE? Are you allowed to talk about that stuff on YouTube? I don't know. The whole ICE thing, like the immigration stuff. Apparently, like they don't like when you criticize large corporations, and I'm like, well, I'm pretty critical of Disney sometimes, but like it's to do with movies, like why would anyone care about that? So like, but I don't want to censor myself either. But it's not like I'm extremist or anything. They make bad movies and they damage real Star Wars. Um, I don't think they'll care about that, to be honest with you. But everyone's like, be careful what you're saying, and I'm like, I'm not exactly a political channel either, so we'll be fine. We'll be fine. The world's pretty messed up anywhere you go, right? But you got to do what you got to do. Scran is going to criticize Ahsoka season 2 and get deported. That's exactly what's going to happen. One character AI could recreate is Guri, since she's kind of is like an AI android. Yeah, I guess like robotic characters like her. Yeah, sure. Pause. You're a wee troll. I miss you, man. Anytime you're not around, I'm just sad. Who were we making fun of a minute ago? The Kenobi AI. We talked about that. Right, next. Next. I don't even have clips to play if I need to go to the toilet or anything. Flipping StreamYards. You said something about Mauler doing something. Aye. Praising Disney Star Wars over George Star Wars and acting like anyone else is like not media literate. Like since when were movies more sophisticated than books? When did that happen? Someone needs to let me know. Theory, Critical Drinker, Mauler, Sheev. I think I get back into them in a little bit. Right, the next thing I've got scheduled, I fell into the Psych Fee says I can't stand Critical Drinker. Well, that dude likes that guy rated Solo higher than the Phantom Menace. That's all you need to know. And he said Andor is like the best thing since the original trilogy. Another thing you should keep in mind. These are people that have large audiences that are very easily influenced, and they don't know what they're talking about because they're fake fans. Oh, toxic. He said fake fans. Scran and the Critical Drinker grew up together in the Scottsville of the Scotland. I looked up. What is it? Is it like? It's a site where like YouTubers like put in their own info. What was it? I was like, do I have one of these? Like, no. Like these people must do it themselves. But I found out where the general area where he lives. Not going to dox the guy, but it's pretty close by. Pretty close by. I mean, I live on an island, right? Like you can drive from where I live. You can drive to the top of Scotland in like 6 hours, and you run out of land, you know. So JJ plagiarism's rabbit hole. I saw that he was debating making a video about Darth Melvin. Today I got called Darth Melvin because I called someone a Ray boy. So, it's a compliment. If I were JJ plagiarisms, I would think twice. Right, I would think twice about that because his personal history online is really well documented, and it wouldn't be pretty for him if Melvin makes a response video. Yeah, he says it was like overrated or something, right? I'm not going to get into like the stuff with him, but it's if you want to go down the rabbit hole, it's messed up. And I used to be subscribed to that guy because I liked his Clone Wars videos. Next up, we've got Jacob. He had a meltdown. They were talking about it on the Gatekeepers Alliance channel. Apparently, he's still talking trash about EU. Said he hates when people call it the real sequels, as they were never intended to be perceived that way. Jacob, yes, they were. George Lucas told licensing to write sequels, so there you go. Cal Six says yes, but I'm not going to comment on that. Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's not worth getting into. Where are we? Here we go. Oh yeah. So yeah, people are still crying about the Sheaves Talks video I made, but I would say that lately it's more based people that have been commenting on it and kind of agreeing with me, you know. I'd say that Sheaves and Mauler are pretty similar. They think you're an idiot if you can't separate Andor from Disney and judge it as a piece of art or media in itself, right? But like, sure I can, but it's still boring. Like, it's like when Star Wars Theory said it's boring, but it's good. Like, how does that make sense? It's boring. It's derivative. It's poorly executed. It's a lazy attempt to change Star Wars, and it's a failure not only in ratings but viewership. But like, it fails to be the one thing that it needs to be successful at, which is Star Wars. But you know, it's not Star Wars, and I reject all of it. Not just because it's fake, but because of everything they've done while being in control of the franchise. Right? Andor might be well made, but it's. Wait, what did I write? It's not good writing. It's Star Wars for adults. Yeah. I think people that think that way really need to watch like more movies. If you think Andor's like a masterclass in storytelling, like go watch another movie, any other movie. Real Star Wars, for instance. See what these are saying to it. Psych Fee says, well, to be fair, The Empire Strikes Back is the least Star Wars movie of George's movies, but only in a super nerdy way of analysis of film language and camera movement. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. I think Empire Strikes Back is like not only the best sequel ever made, but in terms of Star Wars lore, like it totally expanded like the universe in general. It's my least favorite too, but of course it's very much George and it's amazing. Oh yeah, it's like I'll say Attack of the Clones is my least favorite, but I don't hate that movie in any way. It's just my least favorite out of 6 awesome movies. You wouldn't call it overrated, you'd say recognizable. Yeah, I think I know what you mean. Andre says most OT purists think that all the George Lucas Star Wars movies aren't good unless it's Empire Strikes Back. Well, they like A New Hope and they like Empire, and then everything else they're like nut. It's like you're a George Lucas purist that likes 2 of his movies. How does that make sense? Like, are you kidding me? George made 2 of the greatest movies of all time: Empire Strikes Back and American Graffiti. Pause. Do you like American Graffiti? I mean, I like it. I've been thinking about reviewing it on the channel, actually. I want to review American Graffiti and THX. They're both really good. I don't understand why people think Andor is good because it doesn't feel like Star Wars. Uh-huh. And they're like, what do you mean it doesn't feel like Star Wars? It's like, well, you're describing it as it feels like Star Wars. So you know what I mean, don't you? Hey, backseaters in chat. Howdy, dude. I've been enjoying your content lately. You're killing it, man. Can't wait for those Filoni Fridays. And make sure you get the mum seater back to slag Jacob some more. Of course, and Laura, you're right, but the camera movement is subjective because of Kirshner. George's language is more documentary like. Oh, all right, I get you. Yeah, Kirshner. Yeah, but I mean, George was over his shoulder the whole time, right? People like to say that George wasn't involved. He was for Empire and Jedi. He was micromanaging. CJ, howdy, dude. Empire Strikes Back greatly expanded the lore, introduced Yoda and Dagobah, introduced Boba Fett, Mandalorian bounty hunters, the real ones, not the Disney Plus garbage. Yeah. Attack of the Clones, Calcit the Lion says, is packed, but I wouldn't see it as messy. I've got no problems. And it's not perfect, but I just, what's there to complain about? What is there to complain about? It's a great movie. American Graffiti is fantastic. Oh, pause. Pause. I don't know what age you are. There's a couple of scenes in THX that might not be suitable. You'll be fine. It's a nothing dodgy. There's nothing dodgy in it. I'm talking crap. THX is a good sci-fi movie. It's a little bit kind of like it's a bit more like artsy fartsy, right? Like, cause when I first watched it, I was just trying to see if you could see some similarities between it and Star Wars, but it's a completely different kind of movie, but still awesome. Co-directed by George, and the cut is all George. Yeah. OG says George was highly involved, despite his health. What we see is because it is what he wanted. Yep, exactly. He's always been like that, right? Even with the EU, he hires people to fulfill his vision, kind of thing. I know. Pause. You're like a little brother, right? I've got to look after you. Right, folks. What are we moving on to? Some other trash to talk about. there still hasn't been a Nerd Theory reunion. Is this what I'm talking about? There still hasn't been a Nerd Theory reunion, and there still hasn't been a Rule of Three stream for over a month. I think it's like 6 weeks or something now, right? So Wave and Mrs. Dash are most likely fired, and it's for the best. It's for the best. He really just needs to get Purist on there to talk EU. We already talked about his Dooku AI. One thing I noticed was he had, oh yeah, in his Dooku AI, he had Kenobi in there, right? And he was chilling in the cave from the Kenobi show. And there was that bit where he's sitting on the little cliff edge that he looks over at the Lars homestead, right? In the real lore, he was living in his house and frequented Danner's claim to help out Annalene. That's the real lore. He does these like AI fanfic things. Even when he does his theories, he includes images from Disney Star Wars. It's not real Star Wars, so why are you? It's how do you even explain that away? He did a Plagueis video that involved pictures of Snoke. You know what I mean? Now that I think of it, he was probably grifting off the season 2 rumors. Yeah, with the Dooku. I'm agreeing with myself here. The Dooku AI, right? Just to get in on the Kenobi thing. And this comes from a self-proclaimed Lucas purist who honors George. Oh yeah, the Boyega thing. We already talked about that. Let's move on. I need to quickly run to the fresher, right? The refresher. But like I said, StreamYards is trolling us, and we don't have access to clips. So, what can entertain you guys while I'm gone? Let's see. Do you guys want to look at a 1 minute countdown, or do you want to just stare at the background? Because when my big head's out the way, there's a lot more you can see. Theory's idea of Plagueis is probably the Acolyte Plagueis. CJ. That's rough. Right, I'll be right back. If you there's 12 people here, right? If you leave, you're a Disney shill and you're a fence rider and a fake fan. Right. I know who's here, so I'll know, right? Be right back. There's still 12 people here. You guys are legends. You're legends. He just gaslighted us. He just gaslighted us and left. Exactly. Oh, and then you leave. And then at least 3 people left after I returned. They're the clever ones. Just kidding. Everyone that stayed is clever. You got me, Scran. I'm a fence riding fake fan. See ya. I don't believe it. I'm happy to look at the hardcovers. The ones, believe it or not, the ones I'm really looking forward to getting into is the Callista trilogy. And I know people say that like it's a chore, but I've heard that Dark Saber is really good. Magneto Alex says you remind me of Fitz from Agents of Shield. I've not watched that. When I was into the MCU, I gave up after I watched Infinity War Endgame, and then I tried out Loki, and I was like, nah, not for me. That R2 is looking at us funny. I've had that R2 since I was a little kid, like 4 or 5. This is from like the Phantom Menace era, and it has like you open it up and little Anakin pops out, and he's got like his pod racing gear on. It's awesome. Oh no, Boba Fett. Do you remember that scene from E.T. when he's showing E.T. like his Star Wars figures, and he's like, "This is Boba Fett. This is Boba Fett." Last night I said to Lil Jana, I was like, "Oh, let's watch E.T." And she's like, "Oh, I'd rather watch Mac and Me." I don't know if anyone chat knows what that is. It was kind of like an off-brand ET called Mac and Me. Pretty terrible, but I only saw it on the Science Theater 3000 or whatever it was. It was funny. Well, he's the best character on the show, so massive compliment. Oh, cheers, dude. Appreciated. I really like your Wayback Machine streams that you do. Those are really cool. Callista. I would recommend A Second Chance season 4 is the only other live action Ghost Rider we've. Oh, really? In Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Cool. Taku says writers like Gilroy have absolutely no integrity whatsoever. They will take creative works that they actually dislike and distort its core principles, corrupt its integral consistency to profit. Yeah, and he'll like that's probably what he'll be remembered for, right? Oh, that guy made Andor. It's George Lucas's sandpit or toy box, whatever they like to call it, right? His driveway, and they'll act like George didn't do it right. It's like, what are you talking about? Anomaly Inc. No, I can't say I do, dude. Fill us in. Oh, the Jar Jar tongue candy. Yeah, I remember that. Exact opposite of what Peter Jackson did for the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Yeah, like the thing with the Lord of the Rings trilogy is that it's not exactly faithful, right? It's not like book accurate, but he does it in a way that it's like I'm a Lord of the Rings normie, right? I only read The Hobbit and The Fellowship, so I can't really talk on it, but I know for a fact that the first movie ends during a time. I think it's when the Two Towers already starts, or whatever it is. It's not exactly correct, and there's moments where like certain characters speak dialogue from other characters from later in the trilogy, but and even some of the dialogue comes from like chapter titles and stuff like Riddles in the Dark and stuff like that, and but the way he does it is it's kind of like you can tell he's a fan, right? And movies is a totally different medium from books. It's hard to get it completely faithful. Appreciate that. I went in chronological order on my own, and after I figured trying to experience as people would have as the EU was forming would be interesting. Yeah, it's a really good idea. I think reading the EU and release order is a good idea, but for me, like I'm just grabbing whatever strikes my fancy, you know, or whatever is accessible. Um, he's been a great YouTuber defending George. He's now released part 3 of a 4-part series on the prequels in George's career. It's great. All right, I need to look into that. What was his name again? Let me go back up. Anomaly Inc. I've not come across his videos, but I'll keep that in mind, dude. I wonder how much hate he gets in the comments. I mean, I'm a little bit more. I can sometimes be a bit more facetious and toxic, but I know what it's like trying to defend George Lucas Star Wars. OG, I'm getting ready to watch it, Psych V. Well, OG, it's not like you're watching Star Wars Scran and you're going to go off and watch something else, eh? Peter Jackson ruined Aragorn and Elrond's relationship. Yeah, I've heard that before, actually. Elrond, played by Agent Smith from The Matrix. I used to love the Matrix trilogy, and in recent years, like I'm leaning towards just liking the first movie. Yeah, I'm a hater. Get this: only the timeline of the Kennedy films patented as lame as Georgie's on the novel side. That's basically what I did the first time. I mean, I mostly wanted a better sequel, so I mainly wanted Post Return of the Jedi. Yeah. Would you, Magneto Alex, would you consider Heir of the Empire trilogy as the sequels, or would you consider the New Jedi Order collectively as the sequels? I think I think Heir of the Empire is more of like a side story. I think the New Jedi Order is better presented as sequels. Plus, George said it was about the grandchildren, right? Oh yeah, laugh it up, OG. Where's the whiskey? And where did we get to in the notes? Oh no, I'm gonna get serious for a minute. Corellian whiskey, make it a double. Let's see. He says I would say Thrawn trilogy is 7, 8, 9. NGO is 10 through 15. Oh yeah. I know Timothy Zahn called it what did he say? Oh, what was it he said? Was it 6.1, 6.2, 6.3 or something like that? He called Heir to the Empire. Something like that. Cal said, no, sorry, it was CJ said, everything from Chusabakura to Crucible is the sequel. Just all of it collectively. Oh, Nazo, good recommendation. Watch Dark City, same premise as The Matrix, same sets too. Came a year before The Matrix. I have seen that movie and I liked it, but I probably couldn't tell you much about it apart from like the visuals. You know, the bit with the fish tank and stuff like that. And it has a thingy is it Rachel Connolly from Labyrinth, right? She's in that movie. Good movie. I watched a movie over the weekend called is it Don Verdine with Sam Rockwell, and he's like a Christian archaeologist, and he finds like relics from the Bible, and in this movie, first of all, he tries to get the is it Lot's wife, like the pillar of salt, she turned back to Sodom and Gomorrah, right? And he finds this big rock and he gets it shipped over. And then they're like, oh, what's next? What should we find next? And he's like, I've got some intel into Goliath's skull. So he goes out to like Jerusalem, and he's got like pressure from this congregation to like find this skull. So he looks up like people in that area that have some like a disorder, right? I don't want to be what's the word? I don't know. Whatever. He digs up this grave, grabs this massive skull, and he draws around like a rock. You know how like David swung the sling and killed Goliath, right? And he like chisels this hole in this skull, and then like the lies just keep building up. I thought it was really good. It was funny. It's not like blasphemous or anything. It's quite a good movie. And I'm rambling on, and I'm losing your interest. Troy Denon's one that people get triggered by, and it really bugs me because it's like this dude didn't just do whatever he wanted. It's a collective. It's a group of authors that all meet together. Gets approved by George and all that. Lucas licensing. If you ever read this Silmarillion, Scran, it's literally just the Bible, Lord of the Rings edition. Yeah, I read some of it at school in the library. I do know what it is though. Wait, is Bunt's Books here? Did I miss Bunt's Books? Where is he? No. I saw someone joking about something being Blunt. Mr. Blunt. Oh, it is Blunt's Books! 'Tis I, the Blunt Man. How's it going, Scran? Good to see you, dude. You've been dropping some really good stuff lately, man. Some of it is spoilers, which I don't usually mind, but good stuff. Everyone go subscribe to Bunt's Books. I think the Peter Jackson misunderstands Faramir's character. Yeah, I've heard that as well. Beginning with Genesis and Satan's Fall with Ilúvatar and Melkor, actually the most baffled I was after was learning Sauron is just a lackey to a much bigger threat. Oh, so it is literally like the Lord of the Rings Bible. That's interesting. I'm not trying to skip by your comments, guys. I've just... Also, most things starring Daniel Day-Lewis in particular. Gangs of New York's good. Yeah. There Will Be Blood's one I've wanted to watch, but I haven't got around to. Did I miss what you said before, Nazo? Wait, you like that movie, Nazo? Or the one that you were talking about? Let's see. Oh, Dark City. Okay. Because the one I was talking about was made by the people that made Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre, right? Jack Black's best movie, Nacho Libre. That moment when Morgoth is... Oh, yous are getting right into Lord of the Rings lore. I'm going to leave yous to it. We're over an hour in, so... Aye, Psych, you keep giving questions that we need to get answered. Dick Reeves says, hey, you beautiful nerds. Speaking of, go subscribe to a channel called... where is it? Oh, Mr. Dickie Reeves, remind me of the name of that channel you were recommending. I was watching a couple of the videos today at work while listening to Sutton Stash, right? Let us know in the chat and everyone go subscribe to it when he does. I keep thinking it's like Mr. Stash, but it's not. School of Rock might be my favourite Jack Black, but then again, Tropic Thunder is also hilarious. Nah, man. Nacho Libre. Astro Attache Head. Go subscribe. I think even The Little Mermaid does have source material to follow on, and I legit had comic books that Marvel once worked on it with Disney. Not joking. Well, it's all like Brothers Grimm stuff, right? It's kind of like what would you call it? The Brothers Grimm's versions don't usually end well. It's kind of like it's kind of like Revenge of the Sith, like Darth Vader. It's like a story in order to make you like not want to do something. What would you call it? Get mind blank, mind fog. Like dude, totally lost my train of thought. A lot of those Disney cartoons are based on stories that don't end well, and it's a way of like, oh, who's this? Big Man 2.0. I'm just here to let everyone know I love Big. Okay. Well, you're the dude that keeps turning up in Melvin's chat. You keep coming on everyone else's videos saying you guys are toxic, you're blah blah blah. You, my friend, are a Ray lover, and we don't really care what you have to say. So the last will address you, I suppose. But you're welcome to linger and give me the watch time. It's awesome. Cautionary tale, thank you, Zod. Yeah, kind of like how the fall of Anakin Skywalker is like a cautionary tale, not to be selfish, not to be all that stuff. So the Brothers Grimm stuff's kind of like that. But Disney obviously Disneyfy it into like romantic and all that stuff. Cautionary tale. Yes. I never understood hate comments and views. Bro, you're helping me. Yeah, man, if people are like coming on your channel, like hating on you, like you're getting views, you're getting time watched, so and they're wasting their time, which is hilarious. Um, let's see. Everyone, go subscribe to Magneto Alex as well. He does good stuff on his channel. I really like Quinlan Voss's channel because I know he's got like Scottish heritage as well, so I quite like talking to him. Let's see. We've got a couple more like. Oh, I was about to get serious. If um if that weirdo's still in chat, listen up to this. I have been too lenient. I want to defend EU with my actions and not just my words. So I'm taking a stance. I'm not an EU elitist. I'm a Star Wars fan. I will not condone the spreading of anti-EU rhetoric. I think it's further damaging real Star Wars, along with everything that's been done and currently being done to destroy it. George Lucas authorized, approved his company to create an official continuation and expand on his creation. Continuation and expand on his creation. Everything was bound by his movies and directives while he retained creative control. That's how it operated. Not hard to understand unless you've got an agenda. It's all part of the saga and the world of Star Wars, and that's his words. So I'm no longer going to humor misinformation and fake news as a difference of opinion because the expanded universe was and is canon. It's not up for debate, and you can try and debate it, but the evidence is out there. If your argument is that George didn't read it all, he didn't write it all, he was only focused on his movies, that's correct. George was in charge of the movie world. That everything else had to work around. Star Wars wasn't the first franchise to continue like do the continuity thing, but they out of all of them they did it the best. And obviously there's mistakes. It's humans. Humans are imperfect. Many humans, authors working together in cohesion over 30 years. Of course, you're going to have hiccups. That's what retcons are for. George even utilized that stuff in his movies. So don't keep crying and giving me novels in my comment section because I'm going to ignore it. And it's not a biased opinion either. It's the truth built on research and facts about the history of the franchise that many seem to be ignorant of or want to rewrite. You either want it to fail or you don't. If you don't, then you're trying to diminish or discredit the EU. Your efforts to do that are unacceptable. If you don't want it to fail, then you just don't care enough and you're a casual fan, and that's fine. There's hundreds of people have seen the Star Wars movies. I guess you're just one of those. And just remember, it all links to the sequels, which you apparently hate. So keep persevering to preserve the real, true, original lore, canon, continuity of George Lucas era Star Wars. That's the end of my little soapbox speech. Shall not be repeated. My stance has been made. Right, let's see what these are saying. You appreciate it. And you're always welcome on a podcast, EP, that interests you. Oh, dude, that's a really nice offer. If you guys ever talk about Labyrinth of Evil, I'd be more than happy to hop on for that. Or I'm on issue like 32 or 33 of Legacy, and I'm going to be doing a lot of content to do with that once I'm done. So if you are ever talking about Legacy in the next couple of months, give me a shout. I'm no longer on X for the moment. If you can contact me on starwarscran@gmail.com if you want to get in contact with me. The term Grimm stems from the brothers Grimm and their fairy tales, which did not often end well for protagonists. So it actually comes from the brothers Grimm. Okay. Yeah, Brennan's cool. I like him. Yeah, Quinlan I met in March. He's a good guy. Spent a week with him and his family. That's cool. He's proud of his Scottish hair. Yeah, I always tell him about Irn-Bru. I'll need if I do get the opportunity to hop on your stream, I'll bring some Irn-Bru. He'll like that. The Force Unleashed is G canon. Well, George was involved in Force Unleashed a bit more than he is with other games and stuff like that. That's how you treat detractors of real Star Wars, exactly. Several years. Oh, so you are doing it in order. Okay. If you ever, maybe I'll organize this. Would you, Magneto Alex? Would you and Quinlan Vaught? Because I did contact him on Twitter before, because he was interested in doing like a stream, but he hadn't got back to me. If you are interested in doing a stream together, we could pick a topic and do that. Like, I'm down for that. Just delete those comments or respond bluntly. We don't delete, we just debunk. as publication order means it's a lot longer to get there. Got you. Star Wars Scran at Gmail. Pause. I've recently been reinvigorated to complete KOTOR. And when I'm done, you better be more active. You better be back on your channel, because there's only one person I want to talk to about that game, and it's you. So get back in gear. Unleashed does mess up some continuity, but nothing that couldn't be fixed. Yeah. And that's where like Andor comes into it, right? Like where Andor welcomes Mon Mothma into the rebellion, right? It's so messed up and disrespectful to lore that George helped create. I know Quinlan is often busy lately, but I'd be down, and I'm sure he would too. Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be cool. KOTOR, let's go. Oh, he's starting college, is it? He's maybe a little bit younger than I thought he was then. KOTOR 2 apathy is death. Unleashed messes with some short stories that already existed. Oh, there's Seth. Seth says, Scran, I'm getting together a more or less complete timeline for Star Wars content. Am I justified in putting The Force Unleashed as 3.5? I don't know. Like for me, it's more of like a side story, you know. 3.5. But then I probably wouldn't put Kenobi at 3.5 either, because I don't know, Seth. Seth, ask someone in chat that knows better than me. I'm not the person to ask, but I appreciate you. I appreciate it. I mean, it does kind of take place in that kind of timeline, right? I maybe just wouldn't refer to it as that 3.5. Like how I'm gonna have the Star Wars Bounty Hunter game as episode 1.5. Bounty Hunter. All right, I get you. Yeah, I guess it could fit there. Yeah, sure, why not? And then what would Shadows of the Empire be? That would be 4.5, right? No, 5.5. It's between Empire and Jedi. Yeah, 5.5. That's funny. Good stuff, Seth. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Psych Fee, like the Lucino, like the Dark Lord trilogy. Legacy is peak Star Wars. Yeah, dude. I've got nothing but good stuff to say about that. We are going to talk about Legacy in a little bit. Let's see. I've only got a couple more things drama related. The Cannon Bomb video that I did regarding the Essential Reader's Companion with Hidalgo. I think it did a really good job of proving EU as canon. But what some people took from it was, well, if you accept this quote as canon, then you have to accept that TCW was higher than all of it. That is incorrect, right? All the paragraph states is that when creating cinematic stories, the filmmakers only reference the movies in TCW, which actually isn't true, right? George referenced and utilized EU in his movies, like the prequels and the special editions, right? And they were completed before TCW was even a thing. So basically, it says that TCW only references the movies and itself. which also isn't true, as it didn't simply utilize EU stories, but it changed them and stole them, and contradicts the movies as well as established continuity, which was canon as long as it didn't contradict the movies. Bye bye TCW. Bye bye Context Matters. I really wish I'd included that in the video. I didn't. I should have anticipated that anti-EU people would be like, "Oh, well, it says blah blah blah." Context matters. Look at what it's saying compared to what was actually going on. Bunt's book says the Dark is Dark Lord the Rise of Darth Vader, like episode 3.25. Then Bunt, don't ask too many questions. After I think after I'm almost finished Cloak of Deception. We're obviously doing Shadowhunter here. I think I'm going to finally complete get into the Revenge of the Sith novel after that. I think that's what I want to focus on. And then I'll do Agents of Chaos Part 2 audiobook at work. And then nighttime when I'm in bed, I read Legacy. That's kind of my routine at the moment. Calcite says, the only continuity I stand by is George's. Kennedy's continuity can be in the gutter. I recommend leaning in the former. Seth. Yeah. Alex says, I must get back to work, but have a great rest of your day, Scran, and everyone else. Cheers, dude. Appreciated. Yeah, man, take it easy. Like I know we've butted heads a couple times, but I think your channel and what you're doing over there is really awesome, and it would be cool to hang out and do a stream together. Honestly, it would be awesome. So yeah, we can. If you email the email I told you, we can maybe organize something. That'd be cool. OG Star Wars is back. So what that tells me is that Alora decided to leave. She left. She watched someone else's video and then she came back. Is it because I didn't play your intro clip? I think that's maybe what it is. Can't stand rejection. Like George McFly. I don't think I can handle rejection. That kind of rejection. Your phone overheated. Oh, dude, that happens to my phone all the time. Right, okay. We trashed TCW in regards to the Reader's Companion. And since OG's here, thank you so much for sending me those sources. Next up, I have Disney planning to reboot Indiana Jones. Nothing confirmed, just another rumor that everyone clings onto. I actually found the original link to that. It's on a site called the Diz Insider, where it just read like they were like predicting that it would happen. So it seems pretty on par for all these like rumors, right? And then people spread it. What do like in chat? Like, what do people genuinely think about the Crystal Skull, the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull? Because the more I think about it, like, I was in here in Britain. If there's any Brits, Scots in the chat, early years of school is called primary school, and it's like primary 1 until primary 7. So that means you're 5 until you're like 11. So when I was 11, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull came out, and I was like, I thought it was like the best thing ever. And it wasn't until like time went on that I was like, it's not as good as the first three, you know. And then you hear, it was like the only thing where I heard other people criticizing, and then I changed my mind. It was kind of stupid that there was aliens in it, right? Indiana Jones is more to do with like religious relics and stuff. Psych V says, I defend the G canon. Good, dude. That's what we do here on this channel. Well, we try to. Thanks, OG. We love you and we love your sources. Dickie Reeves says, I don't hate Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but it wasn't the same feeling because it was sci-fi based rather than biblical adjacent. Oh, dude, I think we're on the same par then. Blunt says, I liked that movie. It got a lot of stuff. It's got a lot of stuff in it, but it's not perfect. Yeah, like his son, right? Like his son, played by Shia LaBeouf, isn't a good addition either. But because I remember I was talking about my school, we did this like competition where you had to draw. No, this is a different. I won a competition where you had to draw a monster. I actually won second prize, but I got to pick a book. But this is a different one. This was, I think it was a story that I wrote, and we all got to pick a book. And I picked this like Indiana Jones journal. It was like a pre-written journal. It was really cool. SWA's here. I've never watched any of the Indiana Jones films, Godzilla or Jurassic movies. Oh, dude. Watch all three original Indiana Jones and watch the first Jurassic Park movie. And in terms of Godzilla, watch the original one, the black and white one. Oh yeah, the Young Indiana Jones series. That was a way of him working out like his CGI and stuff, right? I like Temple of Doom's my favorite one. I mean, I like Shia LaBeouf as an actor. I just don't think he fitted in the. I don't think he fit in the universe. Deja vu. Let's see what have we got. I don't remember clicking on that. Okay, part. Okay. $10:30. It's 10:30 here in sunny Scotland. Temple of Doom, such a heartwarming film. I think it has like that. You know how like Empire was a darker sequel. I think Temple of Doom, although it's technically a prequel, it's got that like darker tone to it. But like a lot of people say that Last Crusade's the best one. Like I think Raiders of the Lost Ark's the best one, but Temple of Doom's my favorite. But then Last Crusade's kind of cool just because Sean Connery's in it, right? Oh, Seth, I already know. My in-laws live there, so it's like I'm ready to go to sleep, and they're like texting us, and I'm like, "Little Jana, turn off your phone. I need to go to sleep." Yeah, Sean Connery as his dad is a really good fit. Um, I do need to nip out for a split second. If you leave, you are a fake fan. We've got 9 people, and I'll know who left. Give me a second. I have returned, and we have an extra person, which means all of you are real Star Wars fans. Congratulations. And we lost them. The fake fan left. Let's see. You have to watch the Indie TV to get what? Indiana Jones. What is Indiana Jones? You can't just see the theatrical movies. Alright. I'll take your word for it, man. I do want. There's just so much stuff I need to watch, you know? When I was in my late teens, I think I wasted a lot of time when I should have been indulging in stuff like that, you know? I wasted a lot of time and now I'm catching up. Let's catch up on what we're talking about. We might not get into the chapter 2 tonight, which is gutting. But I wanted to talk a little bit about stuff I've been reading and, you know, alternative media kind of stuff for people. So, it's a shame Alex left because I'm going to talk about Legacy. Legacy Comics. The Star Wars Legacy has been like one of the most satisfying things I've ever indulged in. Like, it's absolutely incredible. I touched on it a few streams ago. Some of the elements that are incorporated into it, like the Vaughn, Mara Jade, Luke, Vader, Vergier, who I've just learned about, just like these aspects of like the overall Star Wars continuity that this, like the comics are different because they are more of like a visual medium. And I get like that's obviously why George liked reading them as well. But there's this, I can't remember her name, Celeste Morn, right? She comes into it, and then I was a bit like, because the chapters, the chapter names started being like Vector 9 of 12, right? And I'm like, I've not read 12 issues of this chapter, and it turns out, wait, what am I saying? It's Vector 9 out of 12, and it's this basically, it's issue 28 of Legacy is Vector issue 9 of 12, and it's basically, it covers a single character's journey through the continuities of the Knights of the Old Republic, Dark Times, Rebellion and Legacy. The pivotal character is all the storyline. In all of the storyline is Celeste Morn. But I thought it was pretty cool that they were doing that kind of like cross-platform thing with this singular character to tie all these things together. So in the, I guess, Legacy's last, and she has the entity of, it's not a dare, it's he's in the talisman, right? And she's fighting him taking over. It's one of the most out there things I've seen in Star Wars, but it's cool. Anyone that's read Legacy, like, what's your favorite aspect of Legacy? Like, maybe not beyond that point. I loved the stuff where like Cade goes to like the Sith temple on Coruscant, and he gets with like Talon, and he's really trying to like make it seem like he's feeding into it. And then there's Darth Warlock, who defeated, he basically killed Darth Krayt, right? And he's trying to make it seem like he's still alive. The One Sith, they call it, right? The One Sith. Legacy is the quintessential and opus of what Star Wars EU would become. It's really good. It's really, really good. You're all, Dickie Reeves says, you're all beautiful nerds. I have to shove off for real life stuff. That sucks, dude. Take care, man. Thank you. I know Nasal likes Legacy. Legacy is amazing. I would love to talk about it. Yeah. I'm hoping Quinlan and Alex will want to talk about it, but if not, I really want to get Narrow Dark. Narrow Dark's been covering it on his channel, so he said he would want to come on and talk about it. And Daydu, that's the name I was thinking of. Nasal, cheers. And in other media, I'm now on season 3 of Next Generation. Lil Jenna's actually watching it just now. She's gonna have to fill me in on what I missed. And I can't help but notice the similarities between the Yuuzhan Vong and the Borg. Like, obviously the Vong weren't like directly influenced by them, but there's obviously like contrasts there as well. Like with the obviously like their biotech and stuff like that. Like Borg are obviously a bit more like technical as well, but I like the idea of this. Like I'm watching Babylon 5 as well, and you've got the shadows coming in. And what was the other one? Did I write it down? So you got Star Wars, Star Trek, and Babylon 5. Like I've got like three franchises that I adore, where like these extra galactic entities are like invading, basically, right? I just think it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, and they're quite. I quite like that they're quite comparable as well. Fantastic. Yeah, Naso's been covering Babylon 5 as well on his channel. I really need to get to the Star Trek 2, Wrath of Khan. I really need to release my Wrath of Khan history of video. Pardon me. And then apart from all of that, I also watched the pilot episode of SG1. Finally, because I love the movie. I've actually got the VHS for that as well, so that's a really cool movie. And I really like how the show kind of picks up from it with different actors, but just kind of pretends like it's the same thing, right? And they do a really good job. So I'm looking forward to continuing with that. Oh no, Bunt's Books. I got to head out now. Take care, folks. Take care, dude. Have a good one. The shadows reminds me of the Reapers from Mass Effect. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, Nazo, that Mass Effect took inspiration from Babylon 5. The Psych says the first Star Trek movie is a masterpiece. It's definitely, it's different. I'd maybe rate it like third or fourth in my Star Trek movie list. OG Star Wars says Legacy is one of my favorite series. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, like I'm absolutely loving it. It just adds so much to the Star Wars universe, and even when it's not adding lore, it's like reminiscing about lore, right? But like for me, it's like those comics were coming out in like 2006, so like the NGO wasn't long, kind of concluding. So like including the Vong wasn't like a long stretch for them. Like it was kind of like an ongoing thing. Um, let's carry this over. Let's see for nasal. Where is it? There's the Babylon 5 nasal. What else we got? We got the Ewok movies. We got Firefly and Serenity, and we have the Battlestar Galactica original series. And then what you have is Certified of Authenticity. You got the original. Dude, it's escaping me now. Who does flipping Dirk Benedict? Dude, it's Sutton Star, right? Sutton Star from Battlestar Galactica. Flipping what's her name? Bo-Katan. She plays them in. What is the name? What's the name of that character? Katie Sackhoff replaces him in the reboot. Starbuck, that's it. Sorry, I totally had a mind blank. The first gender swap, not the first gender swap, but you know what I mean. There's that. So lastly, anyone that's been did someone say Firefly? Can I say that Nathan Fillion is one of the coolest actors? He did really good in that role. It's kind of like that the Han Solo role, right? Where are we? That'll do. Firefly's good, and then you've got the Serenity movie to cap it off. So, anyone that's following along or joining in on the NGO, that's the New Jedi Order. What book are you on? And what book are you on? Let me know in the chat if you're following along with the NGO. I know Nazo's on Star by Star. I've just finished Heroes Trial. If you haven't started, get onto Vector Prime. I was slacking. I thought I could be like George. I thought I could just, help start them off and then take a step back. But no. Now I'm playing catch up. It's honestly, it's like Nazo says, it's really good. And as far as the stream's concerned, I did have to I thought I might have to do it tomorrow, but I had to start later, and there's a good chance I can't read the second chapter, which is a shame. But it was really good to talk with everyone. So Any last thoughts on what we've chatted about? I'm sorry again for like the clips and stuff. Like I'll try and do something about that. I'll try and do something about it. Love myself. Love myself with Purist. Got interest up. Oh, you love that yourself with Purist. Got interest up for NGO. I'm on Star by Star. Nice one. Yeah, OG Star Wars has been sharing the Vong, like the war timeline on her channel as well. Tune in every Thursday for Calf Chat, the best stream on YouTube. Syke says, yes, I'm going to create a channel defending Indiana Jones G canon, and that includes Crystal Skull. I mean, was he involved in the latest one? You know what I mean? Or was it just kind of like a producer kind of thing? Did anyone see the why do I always get mind blanks when I'm live? Ozzy Osbourne, Back to the Beginning gig. Anyone see that? It was pretty cool. And you had like Metallica, you had Pantera, Tom Morello. Scran is top tier Star Wars YouTuber. I don't know about that, man. Every time I post something, like I get a handful of people unsubbing, so. But the OGs are here, and that's all that matters. Join forces and defend George's legacy. Heck yeah, man. Yeah, Ozzy's cool. That Crazy Train, wait, where is it? It's kind of similar to the Fade to Black by Metallica, right? That's it. Ugh, it's been a while. Sabbath. What's better, Andor or the holiday special? I want to just say holiday special. Who's on subbing? A bunch of people. It's usually like it's people that sub like on the fly, I think, and then I'll criticize theory and then they just leave. Can you play Iron Man? There we go. There we go. Something like that. Scran McClunky. That it's like one of the first things you learn on guitar, right? I don't know any Aerosmith, sorry. Like I used to play a lot of Nirvana and Metallica, and I used to do my own stuff as well. Maybe I'll post that one day. I also do the EBN theme. Hey, like I usually do it for the sub, the every 100 sub stream, right? Maybe one day. If I stop calling out YouTubers, I'll reach 600 someday. What should I play? What is it? Feet on the air, your head on the ground. Try this trick and spin it, yeah. Your head will collapse and there's nothing in it. Then you'll ask yourself, where is my mind? Where is my mind? Where is my mind? It's way up, no one sees swimming. There we go. Right, dudes. I am not going to have enough time to read the book because I'm just blagging along. We're 2 hours in. Next time we'll read some Shadowhunter. You're falling a bit, so Also, shout out to the Pixies, the best band in the world apart from Neil Young and Crazy Horse. So, a stan. Dude, I've got like I'll maybe shout it out one day. I've got a couple albums worth of music on Spotify, so do 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 do. Too much fun. Too much fun for Star Wars lore. You know what I mean? Let's see. Uh, I'm sorry, lads. I keep hyping up Shadowhunter, and the chapters don't have names, but we're going on to Coruscant. I'll see. Maybe I can hop. I might be able to hop on tomorrow and do it. I'll see. But I felt bad for missing out last week. I just wanted to talk some crap with you and JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. No, I never heard of that. Kono Dioda. I'm trying to think. Listen to the Beatles, listen to Pixies, listen to Neil Young, listen to Pearl Jam, and you basically know what I like. Right, folks, I have to head off. I have to go take care of business. Thanks for hanging out with me. And next time we will get into some real Star Wars lore. To be honest with you, this month's going to be kind of busy for me. Like, this could potentially be the last stream for the next couple of weeks. So, I'll try my best. I'll try to get a couple of streams in, even if I'm just purely reading, you know. But I appreciate, like, there's all these familiar faces that pop up every single time I do this, and it's awesome. So I have no idea why you do whatsoever, but it's cool. So I don't have any clips to play because StreamYard sucks. And as always, long live the expanded universe. Lang may your lums reek. Don't let people gaslight you into thinking you're a fake fan just because you uphold true lore. And Andor sucks. What else can you say? Andor sucks. It's not real Star Wars. And I don't have a clip to play to leave. This is horrible. What is this? This dude comes in like when I'm just doing some recon. Hope you're having a good stream. Oh, cheers, dude. Actually, just finishing up. I was hoping you would turn up during the stream. There was loads of good stuff that we're talking about. But as always, make sure you a few hours from now, Marvel Purist will be streaming, and he'll actually talk about real Star Wars for you. He won't just ramble for a few hours. I'm sure they'll do a bit of that. Purist, I had a really good clip I made about Star Wars Theory that I can't play because I don't pay for StreamYard, and I've changed it so that you have to pay. So I might release it as a video later. You'll see. How are you liking the book? I like it just as much as I did 2 weeks ago because we missed a week and then we didn't read any tonight. So that's how we're getting on. We're fake fans, or I am, but I'm a fake fan. Oh, Anomaly Inc. Yeah, I'll write that down, dude. Thanks for sharing and thanks for being here. Clickbait, exactly. I put all my effort into having Little Jaina on last time, and I'm just out of ideas. But yeah, I can't play any. Like it was just before the stream, because I converted stuff to like MP3 and uploaded it like last night, and it was all working. And then I decided like, no, you have to pay like $18 a month, a week, just to play your dumb clips. So I'm gonna have to find an alternative, or the streams might just be a bit bland for a while until I move and I can get some funds behind me. I can't justify paying like $20 every week for one stream, you know what I mean? Maybe I think I might be eligible for partial monetization. So maybe that could pay for it. Like maybe that's an idea. I have a great George Lucas playlist on my channel if you want to check it out. Bye for now. Oh, dude, I'll sub to your channel once I'm done here. Yeah, you know what it's like, Zod. Dude, I've got some good clips. That's a shame. Wait, can we try and work out the X-Men theme for Purist? Probably not. I need an electric. Ah. You know what I'm playing. You know what I'm playing. I'll need to learn the Buck Cherry song for the Zeltrons for next time. Yeah, sounds like a plan. Look at EvMux or OBS. Learning curve on OBS, but it's free. For free? Sounds good to me. Cheers, dudes. I'm wasting your time now. Let's just end it there. We're good. Cheerio, folks. Go tune into Marvel Purist. Aye, watch yourself, Purist. Little Jaina's on the case. We can't just end it. Wait, what did he say? What did he say? He's deleting the evidence. What a shill tactic, getting rid of the evidence. Oh, I saw it. I saw it. I saw it. What song do you want to hear before I leave? Name a song. I'll see if I can do it. We'll improvise. They've all said bye, but they're still here. The Lord of the Rings theme. There's a bunch of Lord of the Rings stuff. I tried to write like for whom the bell tolls. Wait, here we go. go. Yeah. I can't do Slayer, especially on a acoustic. Rain in blood. Yeah, we're not about to get into one, but we just did. Right, folks. Heck yeah, Purist knows what it is. Right. I'm just gonna keep going. So, like, tune into Purist, read EU. EU is canon. George Lucas adored it. Don't listen to the fake fan, gaslighter, anti-EU rhetoric fallacies. I'll see you all next week, hopefully. If not, I'll see you as soon as possible. Take care. Have an awesome night, day, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And appreciate your company. So, see ya. Take care. A lot of exposing to do tonight. Yep. Get it done.